Hey guys, welcome to another video from Historic Militaria. Today I just wanted to take a look at a Mauser broomhandle that is in exceptional condition from a serial number range that is not often seen in the collector community. This is just a standard pre-war commercial, and pre-war refers to pre-World War I. So this gun comes from about 1905-ish, maybe 1906. It is in the 80,000 serial number range, and it has got sort of the standard features that you would see on one of these guns. You're going to see the Strad trigger with the gold color there. You're going to see the standard Mauser cutouts in the panels, all that typical stuff that you're going to see on your pre-war guns. Also, the finish is absolutely phenomenal on these. Everything is completely smooth. Everything is completely worked very, very nicely. This is the short extractor, which was started at about 35,000 serial number range. They went to a short extractor from a long extractor. It's got your standard Mauser address over the chamber. It's got your standard rear sight, which is your standard rear tangent sight, in up to 1,000 meters, which seems a little bit optimistic, if anything. Your standard blued cursor here for selecting your range, and the serial number is going to be repeated on all the major components, or at least the last 3 digits of the serial number on all these. But for whatever reason, a lot of guns in this serial number range from about 50,000 to about 150,000 are just kind of missing from the collector community. I'm certainly not saying you don't see them. They do pop up from time to time. But for that many guns, there doesn't seem to be that many representative examples of them. And no one seems to be really sure where they may have gone or kind of where they ended up. A lot of them obviously do come out of Europe. You don't see ones with import marks particularly. So they came over to the United States quite some time ago. But finding any is unusual, and when they do show up, they're usually in fairly good condition. So it makes me think that a lot of them got used hard and just kind of got used up. The other thing you don't see a lot of are these serial number ranges coming out of China. So I don't think that a lot of them went to China like a lot of other broom handles did. Granted, those were post-World War I guns from, let's say, the 1920s to the 1930s. So this is just an unusual serial number range. Nothing particularly amazing about the gun other than its condition. It certainly doesn't have any unusual markings. It's got your standard length barrel, a 10 round capacity internal magazine, your standard Mauser address on the right panel here, your wood grips, which give it the broom handle name. These grips actually are numbered to the gun on the underside, so you actually have to pop them off to see that, and it's just the last 3 digits of the serial number. Your standard Mauser lanyard ring, and again, all your parts are going to be numbered. So your receiver, your hammer, and your hammer here, your bolt, kind of everything, all your standard stuff. The one thing I will point out about especially this serial number range and into the 100,000s is if you actually pull the sight up, which is going to be hard to do one-handed, pull the sight up underneath this rear sight, you're going to see a 4-digit number, and that 4-digit number is not going to match any numbers on the gun. And that seems to be a contract or a code number or something like that from the factory. So if you are looking to buy one of these, and they are fairly pricey, and you pull up your rear sight and you see a number that has nothing to do with anything else on the gun, do not worry. It's standard to see that on these, and it's going to be a 4-digit number that just kind of means nothing. And there's been a lot of theories. Some people say it's a contract code number. Other people just say it's factory identification. So kind of who knows. But I just wanted to take a look at a unusual broom handle that you don't see a lot of in a serial number range that doesn't come up very often. Again, these are the standard small ring hammer guns, and these also have since it's a pre-war commercial, it's going to have a safety that is not marked with NS. You're going to see an NS in German Gothic script on wartime guns or just before World War I and all the way through the rest of Mauser production up until the 1930 models. And that NS stands for New Safety, which was introduced about 1913, certainly by 1914, and it's going to be on all the World War I guns, the Red 9s, all the post-war stuff, all your Bolos and whatnot. And that came in at about serial number 235,000, I believe, something like that. But again, just a kind of an overview of a broom handle range that I certainly don't see a lot of, and I know a lot of the collector community does not see a lot of. And it's kind of interesting to wonder where that wide range of guns disappeared to. So if you have any theories, I'd love to know. But Lord knows I haven't seen a whole bunch of them in the serial number range for the amount that were made. It seems like from about the early cone hammers through the large ring hammers and all that, they're fairly well represented. Then you get to the early small rings. Those are fairly well represented up until about 35,000 into the 50,000s, and then they just kind of disappear. You certainly don't see a lot of anything from about 55,000 up until about, again, probably the early 100,000s at least. Just kind of disappeared, and they certainly weren't used by any military in any huge number, so they just kind of went around the world and got used and disappeared. But it's one of those interesting theories that everyone can think about while they're collecting. Once again, thanks for watching, and as always, remember to like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more interesting stuff soon.